There are literally hundreds of specialty types of film gear that you can use on set. And even after working 20 years on film shoots, I didn't know that some of these even existed. Now, I wouldn't use these on every shoot, but when you do need them, they save the day. The last one is even one that I made myself. Here's the first one. Everybody knows about these Duvetine floppies. These large 4x4 solids used for everything from shading a camera operator to cutting off light. But what happens when they get wet? The water can actually stain these things white and make them super fragile. So what's the solution? It's water floppies. Water floppies do the same exact thing as a normal floppy, but they're made with this plastic material which is waterproof. I've used them in rain scenes to protect cameras, lights, or people. They can even go in the snow or be submerged underwater without damage. It took me years to find out about them, but when I did, it was like a light bulb had gone off. Now, anytime that it's supposed to rain or we're using a rain machine, I order a bunch of them just to help protect stuff. Now let's go to number 2. If you're in a historic building that won't let you put stands on the floor or rake to the ceiling, other than lighting through the windows, your options are usually pretty limited. That's where balloon lights come into play. These types of lights are filled with helium, tied with rope, and then floated into position by a certified balloon tech. This balloon tech comes with the price of renting the balloon light. Back in my day, they only had HMI and tungsten balloon lights. But nowadays, a lot of them have been retrofitted with LEDs. The last time I used one was to light an exterior scene with moonlight where we couldn't drive a Condor with a bunch of lights anywhere close to the location that we needed it at. And this was the simplest and easiest way to get the light where we needed it. All right, let's go on to number 3. Truth be told, when I first heard about these, I thought they were pretty lame. Why would I need a pre-built Minusarm when I could just throw one together in a couple minutes? But after using them on a couple shoots, I realized they were super helpful. You put all the weight at the base, and then use a crane to raise and lower the arm. A great example of how these are awesome is that I've seen one on a second story hung over off the side down to the first story. And because all the weight is set on the base, you can just crank it and adjust it without having to go down to the first floor. If you haven't used them yet, I highly recommend that you rent one and try it out for yourself. All right, let's go on to number 4. If you ever worked around a lot of water, you probably ran into GFCIs. Their job is to kick off electricity when water touches them, essentially saving the lives of the people around you. One time on a feature, I knew it was going to rain the next day, so I asked the producer to rent a 400 amp GFCI. They don't go for very much, probably a couple $100 at most. So the day came, and I asked the producer, hey, where's that extra gear that I asked for? And he said, oh yeah, I talked to the rental house. The guys there said you didn't need it, so I didn't get it. Well, during lunch, I covered our small Jenny with a 4x4 frame of diffusion and headed out. When I came back, somebody had knocked the diffusion over, and now my generator was sitting in 5 to 6 inches of soaking water. Luckily, nobody was on set yet, and I was able to turn off the generator without getting electrocuted. However, if I had that GFCI like I ordered, none of that would have mattered. The reason why I'm telling you this is, you should never sacrifice the safety of others on set for a few $100s. You'll spend so much more in liability. And now on to the last one, number 5. If you're running power on set, cast and crew usually need a place to charge their phone, tablet, or computer. If they can't find a free spot, they'll usually plug into your lunchbox, taking up valuable space. That's why I came up with this. It's basically a glorified power strip that has Edison and USB all tapped into a Pelican case. On the side here, all they need to do is plug in one extension cord to power the whole thing. Now I can set this onto a production table or next to a lunchbox and have a charging station for anybody. So there you have it. 5 pieces of specialty film gear you don't see very often but make a huge impact. If you think I missed something, leave it down in the comments below. Also, a huge thank you to all the new subscribers I've gained lately. It's been such a motivation to make more videos. All right, that's a wrap. See you on the next one.